What to expect when you land in Australia, all from my own experience. When I first came to Australia, I landed in a small and quiet city called Perth in Western Australia. Everything felt new, a bit of confusing, and honestly, I felt scary. But over time, I learned how to navigate the whole process. In this video, I am going to walk through what I saw, what happened, and how I stayed confident. From the moment I stepped off the plane, I hope my experience will give you a good idea what to expect and how to navigate the things for yourself. So, let's start! First one was stepping off the plane. When I landed in Australia, it was my first international flight. So, everything felt completely new to me. The first thing I noticed was how clean, quiet and well organized everything was. The airport was spacious, there was clear sign everywhere for arrivals, baggage and immigration. At the beginning, I felt little lost, but I just followed the signs. My advice for everyone to follow the signs very carefully. International airports are very big and if you miss one sign, you can easily end up to the wrong area and a different terminal as well. So, if you are not 100% sure where you are going, always ask airport staff for direction. Don't worry, the staffs are usually very polite and helpful. They are there to help us. And never try to guess your way in a big and new place like an international airport, especially when it's your first international flight. Guessing game is big no-no. One small mistake can waste lots of time. And you may even miss your flight. So stay calm, follow the rules, signs and don't be afraid to ask for help. Second one is immigration check. Before landing, I was given a yellow form called the incoming passenger card on the plane. I made sure to fill it out carefully. If you are not sure how to fill it, you can always ask the cabin crew for help. They are happy to assist. After getting off the plane, I went straight to the immigration area. An immigration officer checked my passport and visa. They asked me some simple and direct questions such as, why are you coming to Australia, where will I stay, and do I have enough money to support myself? I stayed calm and did not panic. I answered all the questions honestly and clearly. The officers were very polite but straightforward. They did not talk or ask unnecessary questions. Once everything was checked, the officer returned my passport and I moved on to the next step. Next step was collecting my bags. After immigration, I went to the baggage claim area. I checked the screens to find my flight number, which was on my boarding pass. Then waited near the correct baggage belt. I took my time and stayed calm. No one rushed me and everything felt very organized. However, I made sure to keep an eye on my bags because no one else will watch them for you. I stayed close to my belongings, collected my bags when they arrived and then moved on to the next step. The next step was biosecurity check. This is very important, so listen carefully. Australia takes biosecurity seriously, especially when it comes to food, plant and animal products. If I had brought things like fresh fruit, meat or homemade food, I had to declare them and everyone else had to too. On the incoming passenger card which you filled in the plane, there is a question asking if you are carrying any of those items like fresh fruit, meat or homemade food. If you are not sure, it is always safer to tick yes. I was honest about everything I had with me and I ticked yes. The officer checked my bag and if there was anything not allowed, they would simply throw it away. It was not a big deal. It's just a normal part of the process. My advice for all newcomers, always declare everything honestly. Don't try to hide anything because if you get caught, you could get fined and even risk your visa. It's much better to be honest and move on without any problems. Next one was entering the arrival hall. After passing through the biosecurity, I stepped into the arriving hall of the airport. It was exciting. The first thing I noticed was how bright, clean and modern everything looked. It was big open space that didn't feel crowded or noisy. I saw people waiting with smiles, signs and hugs, friends and family, even taxi drivers, holding their name boards. It felt welcoming and made me little excited. At that moment I realized I had made it to Australia. I took a moment to breathe, looked around and just enjoyed it. I had travelled a long way and my adventure in Perth was just beginning. It's good news that airport offers free Wi-Fi at the airport, and I used it to quickly message my friend who was supposed to pick me up and my family who were worried about my flight to let them know and I had arrived safely. You can also buy a SIM card at airport, but the tip here is airport SIM cards are usually more expensive. If you want to save some money, it's better to buy a SIM card from a store outside the airport after you have settled in. Personally, for me, I just enjoy the free Wi-Fi for a little while, sent the messages, took a moment to relax, and had made it through the long flight. And it felt good. So the transport from the airport, I had my friend to pick me up, so it was easy for me. But usually there are few options and you can always follow the signs. Everywhere it's clearly written. As I said before, always follow the signs for taxi, trains or the transport. Transport means public buses and public trains. Number first is a train. Perth Airport has a newly built train station. How exciting is that? You can buy tickets there to go straight to city and they do accept cash. But if you know where you are going, next option could be Uber or Didi. They are usually the easiest and sometimes the cheapest option, but I needed a bank card. Everyone does need a bank card to use Uber or Didi. And since I had just arrived, I didn't have one, so it wasn't an option for me. Next one is taxi. Taxi are always available. You can always ask the taxi driver if they accept cash, just to be safe. You can take a public bus as well, but you need a small change like $5 and the coin, $2, $1 to pay the fare. It's always a good idea to carry some small notes like $5, $10 when you are coming from your country. So it wasn't an easy process for me, but whenever I felt confused, I just asked any airport staff member. They were friendly and guided me to the right transport option. My advice for the newcomers would be decide which option works best for you before leaving the airport. And do not hesitate to ask staff for help. Following the signs carefully and planning will save you time and stress. First impression outside the airport. As I stepped outside, oh my god, I noticed few things straight away. The air felt fresh and clean. The roads were wide and quiet, with almost no honking and traffic very little. Everything felt calm and organized, but also I felt little nervous. At first it felt a bit strange, but I gave myself time to adjust. I even said to myself, this is where my life begins. Let's go! I would say, don't worry. If everything feels a little different or strange at first, take a few deep breaths, look around and enjoy the moment. This is your first experience of your new journey. And this is my final tip for everyone. I am making this video many years after I arrived in Australia, and it's for everyone coming abroad with a big dream. My advice is very simple. Stay calm, don't panic. Keep your passport and important documents in one safe place. Don't leave your baggage unattended. Don't worry if you don't understand the Australian accent at first. Just ask people to repeat again once more. Do not hesitate. Take your time, enjoy the journey. And most importantly, breathe. You made it here and it's a huge achievement. If you are landing soon or one of your friends is coming to abroad or want more videos to help you settle into Australia, I recommend you to subscribe. I will guide you step by step so your journey can be easier and more peaceful. Thank you so much for watching. Welcome to Australia. Stay tuned.